Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Actually Comics. My name is Tristan, and I am joined today by this fellow, Bob. And hey there. So we're going to be talking about comic books today. It is, I need to check my watch. It's August something.
15th.
Thank you. It is August 15th, or let's say 16th when this is actually
Yes, that's
released.
the day the comic books are for sale.
Yes, because we are doing this the night before. There is so much shit.
Oh my
it took
God.
me forever to get the books out today. Wow, there's so many comics.
Well, you didn't
So
have
much
Marshall
stuff.
didn't help you for some reason.
Oh, because we got so much other stuff in that he needed to be listing on the internet.
Oh my God.
So
Damn.
we had all these NECA figures and all this other crap that needed to actually get listed. So
Naked figures?
naked figures. We
Nice.
gotta get all them naked figures.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That's a real niche market.
It's not as niche as you wish. Anyway.
Or probably as I think.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with a little thing called Aliens.
I liked it. It was good.
Alien number 5. It is out this week.
It's the last one. And then there'll be another one. But it's the last one in this arc.
It's the last one until there's another one.
Yes, correct.
Yes. Yes, Queen. Let's see. That would be Alpha Flight.
Alpha Flight.
But you can't hear me saying that because I'm talking
You're too
out
far
of the
away
microphone.
from the microphone.
But that is an Alpha Flight comic. That's Alpha Flight number 1.
Yep.
What did you think of this, Bob?
I didn't like it, but the last page did go a long way towards saving it in its entirety. But I was like, literally the whole time I was reading it, just like, what the fuck? And then at the end, I was like, oh, okay. I still didn't, it's not like bring it home, but for me, but
no, I don't even know that I liked it that much, but it was fine.
It was fine. It was just fine. It ties into the fall of X.
It does. And here is Astrobots, number 4 from Whatnot Comics.
Yeah, it's about Transformers, but not called that very specifically.
They very much made it not a Transformers comic. It's interesting that, I can only imagine that the people at Whatnot, when they were like, oh my God, this is so exciting. We've got this Transformers writer. We're going to do this thing and it's going to finish his thing. And we're going to get really, people are going to be excited about this because we're doing this thing. They're never going to notice these are Transformers. And then, oh, by the way, Skybound just got the Transformers license, and Robert Kirkman's going to be writing a Transformers book. And I'm sure that everybody in the room was just like,
Warren Johnson is going to draw it.
Oh no! Oh boy! Oh shit!
Actually, I think Daniel Warren Johnson is writing and drawing Transformers.
He is writing and drawing.
And there's a preview of it in a comic that comes out this week, but we won't get to it for a while.
Forever. Until we've seen the uncanniest of Avengers, the Uncanny Avengers. There's not a can among them. No. I enjoyed this.
Uncanned Avengers.
I like Penance. I like the team that they threw together. It's a cool team. I like that Deadpool was not annoying in it. It felt
he was just kind of like normal guy doing team stuff.
He was like cracking jokes, but it was at a level that was not intentionally obnoxious, that made you feel like you were being attacked by one of those cosplayers at a convention who was doing the shtick poorly.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, nice.
And
that's cool.
And next we have Batman White Knight presents Generation Joker number 4.
The art's really good in this comic book.
Of course it is. Mirka Andolfo is a treat. She's
Yeah.
a treasure.
Yeah.
I dig this book. I actually really like Sean's cover for this one too.
Yeah, it's good. And it's all signed by the artist.
Yes. Also, yes, signed by Colleen or Katana. I apologize.
You keep doing that, man.
I really breaking kayfabe on her name. But yes, it is that.
Yeah.
So, signed by our friends.
Friendship is magic.
See, it really is. Those weird horse people are really onto something. World's Finest.
Yeah, it's good. I like this comic book.
Yeah, I mean,
it's another first meeting of Batman and Superman as was pointed out on the internet many times. It's like the 400th first meeting of Batman and Superman. But this one's by Mark Waid, and it's good. And it also has, I think, Spellbinder is the guy that's in it for some reason. And there's some, I don't know, it's fine. We should probably not waste a lot of time talking about the minutia of what's in the comic books.
We should talk more about the minutia of what's in Betty Page, the comic book.
I like the Betty Page comic book.
Yes, the same. It's weird.
It's really good.
It's weird how good.
That's
all
Mirka
of those
Indolfo as well.
Yes,
so the same.
She's everywhere.
Yeah, same person. Same Z's.
We got a Bryn Mawr.
This comic, virtually nothing happens in it. It's one of the thinnest. It's not like, I don't know. I don't want to belabor it because it's just fine. We talked about the first issue and it was pretty interesting, good. It's Steve Niles. It's cool. Art's good. But this one, it's literally one scene. And it just baffled me that that's a full-length comic book, and I don't. It's more than virtually, and I know it's not like totally unusual for that to, I guess, happen. I don't know. I think it is. I think it is. Nothing happens in this comic book, except one single thing.
And
I won't say what it is though, because literally you could spoil one page and spoil the entire comic book.
That's.
It does further the plot, but I would like it if the plot was a little bit more furthered in this second issue.
Go further, plot.
No offense.
Strange science.
This is the first Archie trans character.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it's a character that at first I looked it up.
Good job calling it strange. Thanks.
Yeah.
So that's a cool move.
But it's a character that first appeared in the late 80s, and they have revealed. So it's not a first appearance, but it is the character's first appearance as a trans character.
Interesting. That's actually kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah. It's also a Dilton story essentially, because the comic that the character first appeared in was Dilton. Someone is driving by and listening to just bass.
Just literally the sound of...
Just the sound of bass.
Yes, and even though this is a little blurry on the old camera here, this is Cull.
I liked Cull.
I enjoyed Cull quite a bit from Kelly Thompson. We were discussing how the art style is a little more...
It is 1,000 times more rendered than any other comic book I have ever enthusiastically purchased. However, I did enthusiastically purchase it because it was very good. Nice teaser, nice plot, cool. Not vampires, not zombies, not, but a sort of horror
Yeah, I think if you've gotten to this point, if you have been reading comics in the last 5 to 10 years and you haven't gotten to the point where you see Kelly Thompson's name and you're like, I'm just going to buy this.
Yeah, pretty much.
I literally do not know I can't think of an instance where that wouldn't work out for you.
Yeah, totally.
She just hits, nothing but hits.
Yeah, it's good.
As far as I'm concerned.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. Daredevil, also a good one.
This was weird. Did you read it?
I didn't read this one, but
it's the last one, right? Series. It's the last Zdarsky one, and it is very strange.
I think I didn't read the last one either.
You could have called this one Strange Tales or Strange Adventures, and it would have been that's apt for the title. It is very strange.
These adventures, are they strange enough?
The adventures are strange. It's a capper. If you've been reading it, it's your final.
It's a real corker.
It's your finale, your fin du monde.
Here, you didn't read this, I'll bet
I
you that.
I sure didn't.
Dune, the House Harkonnen.
I tend not to read comic books based on movies I haven't seen.
Good call. Ghost Rider.
This is a continuation of that really good Ghost Rider and Wolverine team up from last week.
I really liked it. It was really cool. I liked this issue a lot.
Yeah, the story's good. I didn't like the art as much in this one as the last one. I thought
it was totally fine.
But it is totally fine.
It did not even stand... I mean, it's not that it stood out to me as being particularly good, but it didn't stand out to me as being not good. So
it's perfectly serviceable.
Exactly. That's what I would say. Serviceable is what I would say about that artwork. But you know what artwork I would say is far past serviceable, and the comic itself is far past serviceable as well. Oh my good glob. I loved this. Godzilla: The War for Humanity.
I do not buy a Godzilla comic very often, and when I do, I like to think that those are the ones that are highly recommendable, and this one is one of those. I definitely bought this comic. It is fabulous. I loved it.
Absolutely wonderful.
I loved it. And the art style is like different than what I usually go for, and the paper is so glossy and weird and IDWE. But so it thin. Just is it's a home run.
It is.
This one is a home run. It's great. I agree. And I look forward to the next issue because I thought it was a one shot, and then it isn't.
No, since I follow Andrew McLean on the internets, I knew that it was. Honestly, though, the way that he was writing about it, because he kept showing these teasers of these covers, I thought he was going to be drawing it, and I was kind of disappointed.
That would have been amazing.
Would have been mind blowing, but
honestly, that said, the artist, whoever the artist
is, it's definitely in the same ballpark as he is. It's like they're adjacent. They share similar genetic structure.
The artist that I am reminded most of in this comic book is Rick Geary.
Oh, weird. Yeah, I can see that.
But I think it has a unique style, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the artist, but I would watch for this artist in future times because this was very good.
That would be Jake Smith.
Jake Smith. Way to go with having the most unrememberable name of all time.
His name is Alan Smithy.
It's me, Chip Drake.
That would be very memorable. I would absolutely remember someone named Chip Drake. But you know who else I remember?
Who?
I remember a little guy named Gru.
Everybody remembers that guy fondly.
And his little pal, Ruferto. Here we got Gru in the Wild. Guess what? It's a Gru comic, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed?
It's about animals. It's good.
Yep. It is good. That's probably all we need to say.
It is.
It is Groot. It is good. That's what they say.
And Groot was fine.
Groot is fine.
I flipped through it.
Groot is fine.
Speaking of things I flipped through, also this.
But did you flip through Hades?
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I flipped through Hades. Actually, the art is much better in it than you would expect. But that said, I don't care about Hades. Again, it's a comic tie-in to a movie I haven't seen.
And disgraced actor who played him,
Kevin Sorbo.
Sure, let's call it. No, that would be Hercules you're thinking of.
Well, isn't Hades from Hercules?
The animated Hercules.
Oh.
He played the live-action Hercules.
Wait, who's the disgraced actor from Hercules, the animated movie?
He was in a movie called Videodrome. And
William Hurt?
William Hurt has not been. He's dead. He's not disgraced.
Well, who's in William Videodrome? Debbie Harry? I don't
know. That guy. Jesus Christ. He was in Ride Along. What is his stupid name? God,
wasn't William Hurt in? No, he's in.
The guy, he's
in Altered States.
Family Guy, and Family Guy had to disown him. Oh my God! They named their high school after James Woods.
James Woods,
son of a jingle jangle.
Why did I think
so
William
many
Hurt?
People screaming at their podcast?
I know, right? That was like two synapses that just were like reaching for each other, and
my
just
two last synapses that
could not.
Fire.
They could not get together. I'm sorry, William Hurt.
Yeah,
R.I.P. William Hurt.
R.I.P.
Didn't he die?
I assume so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody good dies. So
I'm psyched I remembered at least one person from Videodrome.
Good job. Debbie Harry.
Debbie Harry. She's in it.
She is. She is in it. She's in it to win it. Hawk Girl.
Hawk Girl, the art is not wowing me on this, but I like the comic.
Who is this weird fake Starfire looking character?
It's just called Galaxy. She's from one of those YA graphic novels. And,
oh, no shit. Yeah. Oh, they're actually bringing her into the...
It's the same writer as... For the Hawk Girl series has the same writer as that YA graphic novel.
Okay, that's cool.
So it's like a trans allegory. It's a character that was... disguised as male Earth child being raised, and then became Galaxy.
That's actually an interesting.
I think the YA novel was highly praised.
Yeah,
but I didn't read it because I just don't.
Because there were so many pages.
No, I just don't really see them. I don't know why. I guess because I'm always looking at these floppy comics.
Everybody. So
I'm sure you had it when it came out.
Oh yeah, we definitely did.
It was a free comic book day.
It's so much worse. That's better. No, the thing is that like people really liked that one, and people really enjoyed all of the Raven and Beast Boy and all that stuff. I don't know why I don't read them either. I think it's just because it's too daunting when I have to read all this shit each week.
Honestly, I really wish I should read the Titans ones. As a Titans fan, and also
loves them.
Well, and I'm a big fan of Gabriel Piccolo, the artist.
Okay,
I've been following him since way before those graphic novels came out. He did really cool old like Titans fan art that was really fun to check out. Anyway,
Fundle.
Blurt.
I like the word fundle.
Fundle.
Night Terrors Catwoman,
mm-hmm.
and Cat Terrors Nightwoman.
I think I would have been more into that.
What about Night Terrors Nightwing?
I actually really like the artist on this series. I'm not really following Night Terrors, but I think this is like, if I saw this artist doing a different book, I would take a look.
What about Night Terrors Punchline? Night Terrors Superman.
I love this. I love Tom Riley's art, and it has my favorite panel of the entire week, as I showed you.
It's so good. There is such a good panel in this. I haven't read any of the Night Terrors this week, but I will absolutely do it, and you are not wrong. That is the panel of the week.
It is odd that the best panel of the week is Aquaman in a Superman comic, but it is 100% Aquaman saying the best line of dialogue ever.
Absolutely.
Perhaps I'll post it to the Instagram.
Oh, so good. And actually, Wonder Woman is very good. I'm like flipping through that thing, and I really was like, oh shit, I need to read this. I need to actually read that, because that looks amazing.
Read it.
Reed Richardson.
Gotta read it. I actually read a lot of books this week, despite the fact that there's so many. I think I read like at least 10 books cover to cover.
Did you read Hollywood Special?
I did, cover to cover, in fact.
And what thought you of it?
I thought it was
nice.
I thought it was actually really good. It's Jeremy Lambert, who was the writer that came onto the Doom Patrol series with Gerard Way towards the end when they were doing that. And wrote some of the good, more recent Buffy comics.
Oh yeah, I like some of the more recent Buffy comics.
Yeah, probably the ones you liked the most were the ones that this writer wrote. Okay. And the art is very good as well. Claire Rowe, do I remember that right?
I believe you got that right.
And the story is set in classic Hollywood, like it's like a USO tour kind of thing, where this kind of washed up actress and actor are on this train doing like a goodwill tour, and they come across a collapsed mine. They get to this town, the first stop in the town on this Hollywood train they're on, and there's no one there, and they're like, what the hell? They expect these huge crowds, and there's no one there except for this little girl that says she promised her friend that she would have his autograph, get the autograph on his model plane. And the reason there's no one there is because there was a collapsed mine. And they go to the collapsed mine because the people, the actors are like, we have to help these people, and they go, and then it turns into a horror direction.
Nice.
And I was impressed by it. I thought it was very good.
You know what I'm impressed by? Icon and Rocket came out, unfortunately.
Yes.
I don't know anything about it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It does not sell enough copies for me to talk about it too much, I guess. But I will say that Harley Quinn Black and White and Redder.
I think the black, white, and red
exactly what I wanted.
Genre is starting to get a little played out, but this one it was very good. The first story was really good, but then you really also have first appearance of Barkside.
It's true, but really, what mattered to me was I was a little annoyed that they chose to paint Dexter as a villain. That I was like, okay, motherfucker. Listen, he was wronged. Oh, is John Wick a villain? Because go fuck yourself. You think that he's a hero, and Dexter is only avenging his parents, his mother,
blood puke.
Yeah. Yes. So go to hell. Dexter, one of my favorite characters, and there's
clearly
I really liked that stupid pet.
Yeah, it was stupid really and fun. It was there's
really
like
fun.
The Legion of Super Pets, and then there was the Legion of Doomnimals.
Doomnimals.
And then there was another story at the end.
Legion of Doom and of something.
Doomnimals. That's literally what it is. Doomnimals.
Sure, I can't say
but
it,
one of them is
yours.
it's like Harley's hyenas and Dexstar and some koala that's I guess from Themyscira. I don't know.
Probably.
Like it had a Spartan helmet on. And then Barkside. But for me, it was all about Barkside.
It's all about Barkside.
I love Barkside.
I mean, it's always about Dexstar whenever Dexstar shows up.
Dexter's great, and the art is good in that. I'm kind of like black and white or
Sure.
color.
Black
Like
and white
I
and
don't
red
need
all
black, white, and red. I don't.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not doing anything. Like it's one thing if you do it for the color, but like everybody just does a black and white comic that they splash some red in, and I don't think it really like adds anything. So
Yeah,
I wish that if they were going to keep doing them, they'd do something where it's like more, where it pops more. But
Yeah.
whatever, I'm that person.
I definitely liked it, but yeah,
It was great. It was great.
it's honestly
Especially
it was
those first two
probably
stories.
my favorite of this entire oeuvre of like black and white and red or black and white and blue, whatever.
The stories were good.
Yeah, they were
I
good.
love the first one with the Zatanna, and she like. I'm tripled down now on pronouncing it Zatanna. I don't know why. Just like that's how I say it now. I think people used to. I always heard Zatanna.
Oh, who gives a
I
shit?
say Zatanna, and I'm going to, and you can't stop me. But
How
anyway,
dare you.
But
Don't ever say
anyway, there's like Zatanna uses her magic to give Harley Quinn a Jokerless origin, which I think is
Nice.
pretty cool, but with comedic effect. Anyway,
All right, I Hate Fairyland
yes,
is out.
still
And-
hate it. Never gets better in that fairyland.
Nope, we're still anti Fairyland. In Hell We Fight. Maybe we're talking about some of the best artwork of the week in this book. Holy fuck, man!
I didn't really read it.
The regular story. I like this Jock fellow sometimes. I think his stuff is fun and cartoony and weird. Again, Jock with a K as opposed to
Yes,
Jock the
not
other
the
instead
other
of
Jock.
CK Jock. But at the end of this one, there is some beautiful like pseudo painted art.
Oh.
For a sub story, and just this book is great, and I love John Layman, so I was really happy to see this thing
Nice.
be as good as it is.
Cool.
2 thumbs up for In Hell We Fight. I think this is probably the best thing John Layman has done since Chew, personally.
Right on.
That is my two bits.
High praise.
High praise. That would be. Now we've got a little thing called Iron Man.
Yes, this is continuing the contest of champions.
This is a sad matchup. This is not the kind of matchup that you
Honestly,
really.
I did not terribly enjoy this comic book as much as the Wolverine
I
versus
liked-
Spider-Man
I like
one
that one a lot.
was. That one was fun. This one was just kind of like, why? And also like, I don't know. I just it wasn't for me.
I will say that from a logical standpoint, it has that like Magneto Iron Man, like the basic problem where you're just like, well, that's a terrible matchup. He's going to die instantly. But then there's also you can write Tony Stark to have fixed any problem. He's got the Batman issue with writing,
Yeah.
where there's always like, and I'm wearing my thunderproof suit, and also it's waterproof, and I did this, and it's like, okay, so now you'll always win. And it's
Yeah,
like,
and
it just writing a story like that adds complications that are going to make it boring, so that you don't ever feel like there's an organic way that the story plays out.
yeah,
If that makes sense.
it does. I found this comic book to be somewhat incomprehensible.
I found it somewhat unforgivable.
Oh.
We got Wiccan and Hulkling in Loki.
I just don't get it, so I didn't read it. Sorry,
You're never
there were a
gonna
lot
get
of
it.
comics. I skipped
Never
it.
gonna get it.
I skipped it entirely.
Never gonna get it.
No.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Woo 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 woo.
whoa. Lonesome Hunters from Tyler Crook.
I love it. I love this comic book. It's great. I need to get the first series because I just thought it was a spin-off of the last one, and I just somehow skipped it completely because I'm a big dumb dummy.
I think they just did. I think they did a disservice with the covers, because I feel like nobody picked this up.
I didn't.
I
I
feel
don't
like
even
it sold
remember
very, very
seeing
poorly.
it, and I don't know why. But that said, this one was that first issue was so good, and then
It was.
I like this one too.
Another thing I liked,
Yeah.
would be The Madness.
It was much better than I expected
there
it
was so
to
much
be.
madness.
And I know Straczynski is
Yeah.
has a reputation for being a good writer, and I've not really read much that I've enjoyed of him. What I have
so
liked,
much that I've enjoyed. So much.
I have read things that I have enjoyed, but overall, it's not a guarantee for me, and it hasn't been. I mean, he hasn't really done a lot more recent. Now he's kind of back in comics. I guess.
even like his boring dumb shit that he did. I even enjoyed the superpower stuff that was really kind of generic.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought that stuff was fun too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't been paying attention much, but this was a good first issue.
Yeah. This is a great first issue. It is definitely an oeuvre that I am done with, that I would be fine with never reading another comic about this subject. And that said, it was done so well that I want to read the rest of the series.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I think that speaks very highly of it, where sometimes you get burned out on a certain type of comic. And I've read this type of story a million times. And in this kind of kick-ass, gritty kind of it's really happening in the real world, that seems to be the kind of AWA style, which is why we barely get AWA titles until fucking Michael Straczynski does something. And so I'm like, oh, I gotta get that. But this knocked it out of the park for me.
Yeah, it was very good. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
And speaking of kick-ass style, what about the Magic Order?
I didn't
What
read
if Harry Potter was full of douchebags and then they were killing people?
What if Subject X was a total bastard? Every fucking Mark Millar comic and whatever. That's fine. It's for some people. It's their cup.
Yeah, it's what if Harry Potter was a shithead? Maleficent.
I skipped this one. I don't know why I read Hades and not Maleficent.
Because this was number 4 in the series.
Oh, that's probably why.
If you like Layla Starr, you'll love Layla Starr in black and white.
Yeah. It's a
Yes.
good series. I bet it's cool in
it's
black and
amazing.
white. I didn't look at it,
Yeah.
but I probably should have.
They do this for the fancy artists, and this person's a very fancy artist.
Nice.
We got Marvel Voices.
It was kind of a, if you're into this type of short story featuring characters that don't always have their own solo spotlight, then, you're going to read it.
Or are you going to read Miss Truesdale?
I absolutely love Miss Truesdale. I think it was a fantastic beginning to end, very, 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 very good comic. And this one would be worth it alone just for the single panel of Jesse Lonergan drawing Hellboy.
Oh, man.
But that said, I really, really like Miss Truesdale. It was one of the best tie-in Hellboy series. It tells a vital piece of the story, but also delivers literally the best Red Sonja comic since Frank Thorne was drawing it. It's
Nice.
so good. I love it.
All right. Monomyth.
Did not read.
I liked the first issue, and I just never kept up with it, unfortunately.
I thought it was about that town in Maine called Monmouth, and I was like, what happens there that's so exciting?
Literally nothing.
Man, literally no one listening to this got that joke
I know.
at all.
There's one guy from Monmouth who's like, hey, Monmouth.
Hey, Monmouth!
Hey, yeah, got a shout out. Hey, that one's for you, buddy.
Yeah, we're here for you.
What if Dark Moon Knight?
I turned 2 pages of this and then just put it down.
So here's the thing. This is a delivery device for a new character.
Oh.
The whole purpose is to create this character that it's shocking that no one has come up with. I think it's
Is
because
it called Sun Knight?
so they wanted to. They definitely did. The character is called Luminary. But absolutely they wanted so badly. Someone pitched, well, we got Moon Knight. Why don't we have Sun Knight? So, the woman who became Scarab, Red Scarab, whatever her name is.
You're talking like I'm a
can't
person
remember.
who reads Moon Knight comics.
But his significant other develops some sort of Scarab ability powers, whatever. And this instead, he gets gunned down, and what happens to her? She casts away Khonshu and hates him and wants to get revenge, and so there's his exact opposite, who is the bringer of light, and she says, hey, I'll hook you up, we can fuck with Khonshu all you want, and it's actually pretty fun. It's not breaking any new ground. It's just if you like Moon Knight, you're probably gonna like this.
Cool. Yeah.
And it is going to be a character, like, the character's design is so perfect that there's no chance in hell that's not going to be a mainstay character. She is so well designed. It's just it's honestly kind of a better looking version of the Moon Knight costume. So I liked it. Money Shot.
I like Money Shot. Continuing the further adventures of Cherry Pop Tart is worth it. I love Tim Seeley. And I like Money Shot. It's a good comic.
He's one horny man. Do you know what happened to Nacho Sarah?
No.
What the fuck? She just vanished.
She's no longer Xing posts over at X.com.
I wouldn't know. I don't look at the X.
Oh, I actually post more there now than I ever did before, but I just troll it because I think it's really funny, and I know it's not, but I still think it is. The other day I posted that, was like, can't wait to start banking here.
He's taking you seriously. He's gonna move on that.
I mean, he said he was.
What about Ponyo, the little fish from the Totoro universe?
As many good things as I have to say about Miss Truesdale, I have is exactly as many mediocre, bland things to say about Panya and her Egyptian adventures.
What about Mad Magazine?
Yeah, it's Mad Magazine.
And it's got a Wednesday cover on it. That's pretty great.
Aww.
Who doesn't love that?
Timely.
It is. The series just went off the air only 6 months ago. Let's see. No, it's forever. It lives forever in the internet tubes.
True.
We got a Penguin number 0.
This felt like a very important chapter of this Gotham War storyline that is coming up in the Batman comics, and I couldn't figure out why it was a Penguin 0, but it's like...
aren't these backups from other comics?
Sure.
I thought that was what was going on.
I don't know. It was the story of Penguin, and apparently he has kids. And it was really a Catwoman comic. It's I don't know, it's called Penguin, but it's like Catwoman's in like 99% of it, and Penguin is in like 1% of it.
That's because no one likes the Penguin.
I mean, he is not a likable character. He eats raw fish and has rotten teeth and thinks birds are really cool when in reality they are just tiny dinosaurs.
You are not selling me on how they're not cool.
That's true, actually.
The idea of a tiny dinosaur sounds very appealing.
Well, if it's coming to peck your eyes out, you wouldn't think that.
And speaking of terribly appealing, hey, we got Red Sonja.
Red Sonja. I heard this new series was good from a person who reads Red Sonja. My friend
I've heard that.
Dan likes it.
I will say that it's got somebody who has one of those O's with a line through it, so you know that they're Norse.
Is it that Thor?
It's Grönbeck.
Grönbeck. Grönbeck did some Thor comics that were really good, and I think maybe some other Marvel stuff.
If you got one of them Swedish O's, you know that it's gonna be some good Norse Viking.
Yeah.
They're going to Vike the shit out of some stuff.
Death. Pick of the week. It's my pick of the week.
El Santos
Sisters. If you're not reading it, you should definitely start because it's great. I'll sing a song about how it's great. I love it so much.
It's pretty fun.
Buy it twice.
Wow, that's 2 times.
I did.
I was really lucky this week because I double ordered by accident. I ordered Santos Sisters from Diamond, and I ordered it from Lunar because I forgot that I ordered it from Diamond as well.
Ooh.
And my Diamond ones came, and it looked like somebody crumpled them up like they were throwing them in the trash. And I was like, wow, these could not, like, and the fact was,
more damaged.
They literally could not. And they were in the middle of undamaged comics. So whoever was picking them saw these things that looked like they were curled up into a ball and said, good enough, put it in the box. And I'm like,
happy 40th anniversary, Diamond Distributors.
Why do you think
40 years of experience?
Why do you think everybody's leaving Diamond?
I don't know, man.
Is it because they treated us so well and screwed us out of so much money for shipping?
Oof.
Oh boy, looking at those old $300 shipping charges that I had on my account, and then looking at Lunar's $30 shipping charges, I'm like, How did we not notice that they were stealing from us?
Yeah. Context is everything. If you don't have the context, you
I
don't.
did not have it.
No.
Let's see. Or should I say allegedly? Yeah, I don't know.
Allegedly.
Yeah, they were allegedly stealing from us.
They allegedly charged too much money.
Allegedly from my eyeballs looking at the amounts of money that I saw on my invoices. Savage Squad 6.
This is like that kind of Suicide Squad-y comic that we read the first one of, and I didn't read this one.
There's 6 of them. They're in a squad.
They're in a squad.
They're savage as all fuck.
Yeah.
And in this one, we have a silent night and a deadly night, just in time for Christmas.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
I assume it was released as a Christmas in July special, and it just is continuing on through August.
Did you know that the oldie station did a Christmas in July where they actually played Christmas music for like one day in July? And I was like, why would you do this to anyone? Why would you do this to anyone?
Yeah, that is a
cool thing. It's Christmas in July. July.
I would not enjoy that.
I didn't. I heard it once and I was like, no, I will not.
I would like to say that Silent Night, Deadly Night is a comic, and it is not just a retelling of the story. It is further adventures of your old pal Billy, which I think is interesting. And I also find it really interesting. It had never occurred to me that Billy the killer from Silent Night, Deadly Night has the same name as the killer from Black Christmas. I was like, wait, Billy's the killer from Black Christmas. Why would you name? It's like having a killer named Freddy or Jason.
Well,
it's like you can't.
They probably didn't watch the other film.
If Silent Night, Deadly Night people didn't,
I think
watch
they would have called him Nicky or Chrissy
or Kringley
or Kringley. Oh, here comes old Kringley. Oh no, I've been stabbed.
You mean Madman Kringle? Yes. We've got Sirens of the City.
I forgot to read it. I liked the first issue.
It's a hot time, Sirens in the City. Back of my neck.
Dirty and gritty.
It's great. It's really good. It is like it's really fun Afro punk craziness. It's awesome. It's a world of punk rockers that feels like an actual world of punk rockers, and it also is a world of vampires and other weird.
I also like the color scheme of it. The same way that I was like black, white, and red has been overdone. Black, white, and other colors is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is great. It's a really good book.
Now is your time for Black, White, and Green.
Something Epic is also out this week.
Something Epic.
I did not read this one, but I enjoyed the first couple.
Nice.
Something's Killing the Children.
I actually flipped through this, and I think it's the first issue of the entire series that I've looked at, just because I was like, hey, this has been going on for a long time. I should probably look at it.
Yes,
and it looks good.
Everybody's favorite comic.
Yeah, everybody loves it.
Yes. Something's Killing the Children. It is juvenile diabetes. It's just trying to explain that, you should not be giving your kids Mountain Dew for breakfast.
You should not.
Let's see. Sonic. He's a hedgehog. He's a heck of a hedgehog. His name is Sonic.
And graffiti is not advisable, children, despite what Sonic says.
Sonic says it's okay to do crimes. Sonic is a big fan of crimes and chili dogs.
Yep, sucking on chili dogs.
Let's face it, what bigger crime is there in the world than literally making a chili dog? I can't think of a single one. It is a crime against humanity and the culinary arts.
Indeed, I guess.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
Yes. Does Spider-Boy do everything a spider can now?
He calls people dinks.
He does. He also has fangs and 10 eyes.
That's so many eyes.
He has many eyes. And he somehow has a costume that opens eye slots whenever his 10 eyes appear on his fucking head. He also has hair that covers where the eyes would be, which seems kind of ill-advised. This issue is
his catchphrase 10 eyes anyone?
I don't know.
Should be.
It is the origin of Spider-Boy. You've wondered many these months, what is the deal with this fucking freak? And now you know. And I'm just waiting for that red herring comic where it comes out and it's like, the whole time it was Mephisto or something stupid like that.
It was Mr. Fisto.
Mr. Fisto. I'd be into that.
Kids are all into it. What about star signs?
I didn't read it.
Well, it's a comic book.
It sure is.
What about Darth Vader?
I also didn't read it.
What?
It's based on a movie I've never seen. That was a joke. I broke your brain. I just told Tristan I haven't seen Star Wars, and he had an aneurysm.
Yeah, it stopped me dead. Honestly, no. What stopped me dead was looking at these two bearded freaks on the cover of this. That is the weirdest fucking look.
Ooh.
What am I even
Yikers.
looking at?
I don't believe that's Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That at all. I believe that his eyes are spaced literally an extra inch apart from where the actor's eyes are.
The Qui-Gon eyes, for sure.
Qui-Gon
for sure.
is like literally
There's
like
an extra half inch on either side.
This is a what if story. If he had
Qui-Gon.
What if Qui-Gon had been spliced together with a flounder?
What if Qui-Gon's parents were slightly closer related?
Yes, that's one of my favorite what if stories.
It's a good one. It was the story that was aching to be told.
Yes. Ugh. Grody. Hey, we got some of them turts.
Turts. Which one is this?
God made turts, and turts don't hurt.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
This is 142 of the ongoing Turtles.
Oh, no wonder my microphone kept getting quiet. It turned to the side slightly. People watching the video are like, straighten your microphone, you stupid dummy.
Out.
You dumb dummy.
It appears that Leonardo now has magic powers.
I mean, as did the historical Leonardo.
True. I mean, art is a type of magic. Yeah. It's a magic that communicates your soul to other people.
He had the power to teleport shoes onto feet.
He had the power to make flying machines.
He had the power to
Renaissance.
He had the power to move you.
It's true. What about the turtles? Splintered fate.
Splintered fate. I will say this. I will say this. I will say it right now, loud and
proud
to the heavens.
Yes.
False advertising. This comic clearly states on the cover, one shot, and then on the final page says, to be continued. These two truths make a single lie.
Oh, I find these truths to be self-evident.
it was fine. The art
fine.
was all right. Like, it was like a turtle one shot, but it wasn't a one shot. It's to be continued. It's a two shot at least.
It's
possibly more.
It could be an infinite shot.
It could be many shots. It could be a money shot.
2 shots. Me shooting you and you shooting the floor.
Because one bourbon, one shot, and one to be continued.
One to be continued. Raven. That is from the Tales of the Teen Titans 2 of 4 little miniseries.
I'm into this miniseries. This one was not as strong as the Starfire one. They should have gotten Javier Rodriguez to draw all of them. But they didn't.
Always.
Sorry. My apologies to the artist of the Raven one.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure it's just fine.
It is just like the death of Venomverse is just fine.
Okay. Sounds plausible.
Yeah, I don't care about this. The only reason there are so many copies of this is because there is a new character that I knew people were going to care about.
Is it Kid Venom?
It's Kid Venom.
Kid Venom.
And also Busty McVenom Boobs.
Oh, nice. I love that one.
Everybody
loves the look of womanhood.
Everybody loves a clown. Why don't you? What about The Vigil?
This comic is undoubtedly much better than I realize because I have a hard time reading it for whatever reason. I think I just don't like a Black Ops comic book.
Yeah, I have the same
particularly, but
I also don't like how many abs the main female protagonist has.
How many? It's like 12?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10, and then clearly there's probably like another 2 or 4.
What problem do you have with a 10-pack?
I mean, it's great. I mean, Gambit has at least a 12-pack at all times. But
as does Nightwing.
Nightwing has like a 15.
Somehow his packs show through Kevlar as well, which is my favorite part. It's bulletproof, but it's also thin enough to fully define every single ab.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't make those abs for nothing.
Sculpted abs.
Literally sculpted abs. So, these are some
that is a lot of abs.
Void rivals.
So I like it fine.
I'm more than meets the eye in the void.
They've gotten there have been significantly less Transformers in the succeeding issues after number 1. I think the number 1 was just
there were no Transformers in number 1. There were 2. They were there for like 2 panels.
Yeah. I thought there was only 1.
Oh, you're right.
Then there was the one in the ad at the end.
Yes. Yeah. The Walking Dead.
Christopher Walken Dead.
Yes. Just like that T-shirt that Newberry Comics sold.
Aww.
Back when they used to do bootleg T-shirts that their employees would make. Wild's End with a cool The Thing variant.
I grabbed you the Thing variant.
The Thing.
I love Wild's End. Wild's End is a strong contender for best comic on the stands every time it comes out. I think it's great. I'm not reading it.
It's
great.
Good.
It's great.
I'm worried that I'm going to turn into a furry if I continue reading it, so I have stopped.
It's more European, so it's not...
I'm really worried that I'm going to turn into a European.
Oh, okay. European...
Yes. No, it's just the rain falling down my leg. Let's see. Wonder Woman War of the Gods Special Edition.
I think it is crazy that they are doing the full series of this, clearly.
I think it's crazy.
You can buy every issue of this for $1 or less of the actual comic, but for some reason they're doing a full series of reprints.
I don't know.
There must be a reason. I don't know what it is, but it's
beyond me.
If you want to read it, you can get all of them for the price of a single reprint.
Yep.
Or you can just collect them as they come out.
That was how I felt about them redoing Jim Lee's X-Men. I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
What quarter bin doesn't have a copy of this? I mean, maybe if you were desperate to have it in near mint condition. I mean, we have some on the web that are $10, $12 on our website because they're in near mint. They're like 9.2s or above.
Yeah.
But like, other than that,
maybe you just really want it on glossy paper.
That's also. But I mean, if you get the deluxe edition, it's on glossy paper. Like even the original version, the Gatefold Deluxe was glossy paper.
It was?
Yeah. That was why it was an extra $1.
Oh.
Yeah. They charged
because
you
it was made of plastic.
Because it was plastic. They were like, well, the normal one doesn't kill penguins, but this one does.
Nice. Pay extra for that.
Yeah. We got X-Men Days of Future Past Doomsday.
It's a comic set around the events of Days of Future Past. If you wanted a specific death scene for every character on that poster, this is the series for you.
Here, I'm going to quickly do this.
Also, like when they kill Iceman, he just turns into ice cubes. I'm like, haven't we established that you can't kill Iceman by doing that?
Yes.
But whatever. Okay.
X-Men Red. It's a comic book.
Yes.
Okay. So after that, we will go to my favorite comic of all time. That would be, of course, Dark X-Men. Yes, that's right.
Did I not give you one?
No, I have one.
You have one.
I just held one in front of the thing.
Sorry.
I didn't care about that. I cared only about the fact that we have a team that has MAGGOT on it.
Yay.
That's right. MAGGOT, my favorite X-Men, is back.
He's back.
And he is looking awesome. And what a cool team. I like all of these teams. The fact that Albert is back.
Yeah,
and he can
Albert.
And he's still just fucking rambling on
just
about
LC.
Like he can't stop talking about that weird robot lady.
I do have to take a moment to acknowledge one of our listeners and my friend John Rovnak, who will be very also excited that MAGGOT is back in Dark X-Men #1.
Yeah.
You're going to want to get that comic.
You do. It's awesome. It makes me super happy. Although I will say that if you were excited that Albert was back after reading that really dope miniseries that who did that? The G.I. Joe guy.
Larry Hama.
Larry Hama, yes. Yeah. Larry Hama wrote one, and it was really good. And it redeemed Albert, and clearly these motherfuckers didn't read it.
Oh.
Because he's like malfunctioning and he's just a dickhead and they don't know what's going on with him.
Stupid.
So,
it's because editors don't work hard anymore.
Yeah, there's not a lot of cross communication. But I am going to say
it's a different version of Albert.
I love this. I love this book.
Nice. It actually looks pretty good for the X-Men stuff, and as down on it as I am currently. This is at least...
It's great. But
this is at least great.
Here's what I'm going to say about it that still kills me. One of the plot points of this, I'm not going to spoil anything in this story or anything, but one of the central conceits that you need to get past is they're like, well, and there's all this prejudice against mutants. It's like, mutants haven't done anything. It's great. Yeah, and there's prejudice against us because we're from hell and we're demons. And it's like, well, you're from hell. It's like, and people hate us just because we're from hell and you're from hell. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
But here's the problem with X-Hell, which is not the same as Christian hell.
It's true. It is.
You can go to X-Hell for nothing. Like, look at Ilyana. She didn't do nothing. She was a little kid, and then
she has no soul.
Well, she did have a soul.
Until she went to limbo.
Well, yeah, because she had to give it up in order to get the fuck out of there, because that dickhead from Khazar was true. Fuck you, little kid, I'm going to be a dick. And she was like, well, how about if I give you my soul? Can I go back and hang out with my friends? And they're like, yeah.
How did you get the soul sword?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
That thing. Too much.
It all happened in the Magic, Ilyana, and Kitty Pryde miniseries, which I was not fortunate enough to have read when I was 10, and therefore it is not committed to my memory like many other series from
If anybody needs it, we have it for sale right now in the back issue bins.
Get it. It's drawn by... Who drew it? Brent Anderson?
Some guy.
It's written by Chris Claremont, and maybe I'm wrong about that too. I don't know.
I think it was written by Chris Claremont.
Never read it.
But yeah, there you go. Those are the things. Those are the comics. There's a lot of them out this week.
Many
it
comics.
Is so much stuff. There's a ton of trades too, but
trades.
We won't talk about those because it's just collecting comic books.
There's also Yummy World, gourmet snack toys.
Yes, check out our website if you want to see what else came out this week, and subscribe to this thing on YouTube. We would appreciate that, and follow us on Instagram or follow the podcast.
Go to iTunes, rate us,
rate and review.
Give us a review. We're great.
Yeah,
you love us. Tell the world.
Tell the world, and go follow the other podcast, Funbox Monster Podcast. Do all these things, all of that. It's all things you can do for us, and spending money here helps us do this podcast. If it's something that you enjoy, then
keeps the light on.
Keep these lights on. And
there are many lights in this store, so it takes a lot to keep them all on.
And we even have
fans too.
And they probably should have been shut off, but it's a nice breeze, so
it is. It feels good. It's quite temperate.
Yes, it makes the pages ruffle on the comic that we're showing on there, just ever so slightly.
No longer mint,
making it seem alive.
No longer mint.
Yeah, we will not ship you these. I've touched them, so they are no longer mint. Anyway, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.